Hi there, welcome to Heart Explained Therapy, and I'm going to tell you now that the self-help world could actually be toxic for you. It's very it's very dangerous if you think that you can just hear about a self-help sort of mechanism, jump on it and think that's going to cure all your problems. Now the reason that I'm bringing this up is more and more clients that I'm speaking to at the moment are saying that they've heard of this, they've heard of that, and they're going to try it. Now this is actually might set you back more, because unfortunately the human mind hears something and believes it's going to be a saviour, and if it's not a saviour they won't ever try it again. Now this saviour could be the saviour, but you're not going into it prepared. You're not understanding first of all why you really want to do it. Now the first thing I will say to my client, which is what I would say to you, if you've got some plans to try a different habit in the future that is in this sort of self-help bracket that culture have picked up on and is trying to make fashionable, and it's very dangerous because sometimes they can pass on the wrong bits of information about it, and you could actually do something wrong and never get the benefits of it anyway. What I will ask is, why do you want to do it? What will the walk or the Wim Hof technique or the self-help book that you're going to buy, what will it take away from, what will it take away from your life, and what do you want it to bring to your life? Now sometimes you have to understand that if you don't know this, or if you have the wrong expectations that a 10-minute walk is going to get rid of your anxiety, then you set yourself up for quite a big fall. Because if anxiety is going to be around for the rest of your life, which I know it will be, and your 10-minute walk every week still brings on a panic attack in a week's time, you'll never go for a walk again. Now that never going for a walk again is what's bad for you, not the fact that you tried it, never worked, but I tried it. So I think that there's a lack of understanding, and I think self-help books come from the perspective of a person who's made it, is sorted, they've been doing this for years, they've wrote a book and they think everybody at home can do it. It's not like that. When you have bad mental health, you can't achieve the things that are in a self-help book. It's just not plausible, it's not possible. So what can I do to help you? Well, again, it's working on you first. What I would say to people is, you have to find out all of you and what you know about you. You have to really read yourself like a book before you buy any self-help book. You have to list the negative problems so you can at least know what mechanisms out there are connected to these problems. I mean, the Wim Hof one will be great if you feel that you're physically unwell, but if you're mentally unwell, then it might not do the same as a self-help system that learns you great awareness on your mental health conditions, say. So there's thousands of things out there now that all promise to do something for you, and you go into them hoping that it will sort of take away negativity, and it will take away pain and suffering. And when you realise it doesn't, you've basically put yourself, or had a lot of faith in something, again, something that you would have done many times. How many times have you had faith and it hasn't worked out? And I suppose what I'm trying to tell you is, I'm trying to sort of pass on the message of doom and gloom for you. And you probably won't like to hear this, but it's the whole reason that you relapse in the first place, and it's the whole reason that you kind of have that fog. You have faith in something and it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out in your egoic mind like you believed it would. So you think that particular habit or that particular sort of trying aspect the fact that you put your energy into something and you failed, it's, it is failure, and it makes you feel bad, and it makes you unfortunately never try anything again. And it's not the right way that we think about stuff. But unfortunately, because society is making it trendy and fashionable, you're just going to throw yourself into these things, do them for a few weeks, put the pictures on as if you're doing it properly, and you're not really committed, you're not dedicated, and you're doing it more because you've heard about it and friends are doing it, rather than doing something personally for you because it sounds great, it sounds exciting. Now, I can't take away all your problems, but I can tell you that you're going to get more problems in the future. Now, that doesn't sound quite good, does it? It doesn't sound like I'm also being psychic. I mean, it's obvious. But I think the majority of people, and me included in the past, was under this impression that self-help and psychology was going to completely revolutionise my life, and take me to a state of a state of comfortability that I could exist in all day long. And then when certain things didn't meet my expectations, I ended up having worse mental health than possibly when I started, because I had faith, I tried something, I stuck at it, and I just couldn't figure anything out. And you can go down these rabbit holes. You can get self-awareness that's so good that you even realise that you're only ever going to be a work in progress. But also, you being a work in progress and knowing this means that you constantly try and improve and strengthen every weakness every single day. And you kind of get sort of lost, concentrated on that you're going to be this perfect organism, and it's just not a true reality. You are so flawed with that belief, and it's a part of the mental health, it's a part of the problem, that you think that you're going to start, say, doing the Wim Hof method, and you think that's going to make your anxiety go away. Now, when you have the first panic attack in 2 weeks' time, you could stop doing the Wim Hof method because you're still having a panic attack. Now, if you understand that you're going to have anxiety for the rest of your life, and the only way to really deal with it is understand what it is, know that it's going to be there forever, and it had no sort of collaboration with the Wim Hof method. The Wim Hof method is fine for your health if you master it and get the discipline to do it. You will get positives from it. But if you've got a sort of false idea that it's going to take away anxiety, anxiety will never be taken away. Depression will never be taken away until you understand how it works, why you have it, how you have thoughts that create it even before it's appeared. And these are the crucial things that they don't tell you in books. They get really good, they write a book on how they got really good, but they didn't tell you all of the really dark and bad nights where they didn't do the Wim Hof for a week. They just ate cheesy puffs and watched Netflix because they was in dark depression. But this guy with a PhD and this famous life coach now can never tell you that, because they're trying to build up a reality that they're perfect, they've mastered life. You've got a recent trend that's kind of I'm spotting everywhere now, that videos telling you how to be a millionaire by the time you're 30. Now, I can tell you lots of millionaires that have been murdered because of their lifestyle. They've killed themselves because of their lifestyle. They've had depression for like 30 years since they've become a millionaire. So again, that sort of idea that these videos are good to watch and it's good to get into and do these habits and get rid of all your mates because they are not on this wavelength of trying to become a millionaire, and you're trying to get this mindset that is amazing. It's like you're cutting a big chunk out of natural humanity. It's kind of like we're losing how to be a real human, and we're developing this fake one of, I've got everything fixed and sorted, and this is how I did it, this is how you can do it. And we're not telling you about how certain days we couldn't do it because of our mind was in such a pickle. We're just going to tell you how we do it every day now because I've been trying it for 10 years. It's like, it's ridiculous. And I want people to avoid the negativity that self-help can actually bring them. And I don't want you to go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole thinking that nothing's going to work out for you. If you work out yourself, if you understand yourself, if you take baby steps, you'll find the right stuff at the right time that will just help you along. And just be set up for failing. Just be set up for basically not getting all your dreams coming true right at the start. I'd love to say that life was that easy, but it takes dedication, it takes hard work, and it takes dark nights to really understand yourself. And it's those dark nights where you're going to grow and expand more than going outside in the freezing cold or taking baths of ice water or, you know, doing any sort of self-help. The most self-help I've ever got is through my darkest sort of thoughts and minds and negativity, and understanding why I've got it, what's triggered it, how I can overcome it, can I do anything positive when I'm in it. If I can't, that's okay, just accept it. So it's not going to be a comfortable watch for you. I'm sure that you haven't really enjoyed it, but there's light at the end of the tunnel if you just get intelligence first. I think we run into everything and think it's going to help. We've got to expand the mind and get some intelligence and kind of know what we're doing. The whole problem of your life has always been you've never really knew what you was doing. So let's just get some knowledge, let's get some facts, let's build up a sort of base before we go into something expecting that to be the God, and having the faith that that God is going to fix everything. Because when your God lets you down, you have a lot of negative mental health that can appear through that. And if you find out, which you eventually do, that you don't actually have to look externally for anything, it's all within. If you just gain the knowledge, then this just builds you up, and it makes you stronger in the suffering, stronger in the pain. And that actually makes up for the millionaire mindset. It makes up for the positive sort of feeling that you get for a short amount of time that gives you serotonin, it gives you happiness, but it's just fragile. You really want strength for when things don't work out, rather than false happiness because you believe that nothing will feel bad again.